I'm 99% sure that this Twitter account belongs to Xi Jinping's daughter, and she just blocked me for asking her this question. Welcome to China Insider, I'm David Zhang. This account called My Moment has been posting photos and videos about Xi Jinping since December 2019, but the account itself has been registered since 2013. And yesterday she posted this photo, a very close-up smiling Xi Jinping, and someone's face next to him laying on his shoulder, a woman's face that is, but it's covered. Now, I retweeted the photo and I asked her, and she immediately blocked me for questioning how she got this photo. And this really sparked my interest because if it was just a propaganda account or some fan page ran by somebody who really is in love with Xi Jinping, right, some low-level 50 Cent army member, why would they block me when I wasn't even trying to be hostile? I was simply asking her a question that, where she got the photo from. And also, I've never seen Xi Jinping smile year to year like that before. Like his usual disingenuous smile for the camera, it always looks so uncomfortable. But here, he's actually smiling naturally. And it makes me think that this is really Xi Jinping's daughter here. Now, rumor has already been circulating online about a Twitter account that belonged to her. And about a week ago, I came across this account, My Moment. At first, I thought it was just another pro-CCP troll account, considering most of the comments or tweets on that account are pro-China, pro-Xi Jinping. Now, I'm 99% sure as of now that it actually belongs to Xi Jinping's daughter, beloved daughter, Xi Mingzi. Now, Xi Mingzi went to Harvard, and after she graduated, was said to have returned to China shortly after. But her profile, while she was in Boston, was very much of a very keeping low profile, didn't really disclose who she was. And even when she was shopping and things like that, she wouldn't take a taxi or Uber, she was taking the subway. And so a lot of these characterization of her is that she's very low profile. But it, to me, seems like it changed after she went back to China. She's now in her 30s. She's likely now much closer in terms of the political side and likely advising her dad on certain issues. And now this account not only has some very exclusive photos, never seen before, like this one and this one, but also it has one here with Putin and Xi on a boat, so close. Now, you could say that these came from the propaganda department, took it from some camera guy, but a lot of these photos are actually very, very old, and you can only get them if you're a member of the Xi family. And it's also, she's been posting videos inside the Chinese presidential vehicle called the Red Flag HQE. Now, another indicator is that this account is not just normal. It has photos inside Zhongnanhai, which is the official Chinese government compound that's situated near the Forbidden City. So you can see from the videos here that it was taken by someone inside those vehicles. Now, if they were just a regular staff, no one would dare to post these things outside unless they have exclusive authority telling them to do so. Now, there's also videos from this account that show them riding inside a Toyota Coaster, which is like a minivan. Now, that's obviously been modified and furnished to the CCP officials' liking. Now, Xi Jinping's daughter may not actually have any official position of power, but she may just be the most powerful woman in the country. Now, why do I say that? Simply because Xi Jinping is someone, even though he's this dictator, he still loves his family very much. Now, we can see this. Why does it all matter to us? Well, it's very simple. Around the same time I discovered Xi Mingzi's account, it was also confirmed that Xi Jinping has an official Twitter account too, or X.com account. While 1.4 billion people in China are banned from using Twitter, yet Xi Jinping finally opened an official Twitter account. And he's actually trying to have a presence on Twitter, or X. Can't stop saying Twitter. Now, of course, it's the counter, right, to the narrative that's essentially what we constantly hear on Twitter and other social media platforms, on YouTube, something I always talk about, right? It's the very negative tone towards Xi Jinping. They're trying to counter that. Now, his daughter knows what the public sentiment of Xi Jinping is like. Considering that she was once in the United States, she likely uses social media like Instagram and Twitter, so she knows what the situation and the attitude towards her father will be like. And they're trying to start this propaganda war against that. Now, Xi Jinping's Moments account, which is another Moment account similar to My Moment, it's aimed at painting Xi Jinping in a very positive light. It's a more personal, it's more down to earth. And it was recently changed, right? It didn't used to be the same Twitter handle. It was recently changed to Xi's Moment from something else. Now, Xi's Moment is officially confirmed by a Chinese government provincial Twitter account, as the official account says that this is Xi's overseas account. And it has, of course, blocked comments on its tweets. Just, a naked megaphone blasting in your face constantly of how nice Xi Jinping is. Unlike the My Moment account, this one is a blue check mark account. Now, of course, you can buy that right now for $11 from Elon Musk, But usually if you're a government account, like the president of Ukraine or the Biden administration officials, they usually have a gray check mark. Whereas if you're an official media, for example, you'd have a yellow check mark. So having this blue check mark makes me think that it was personally ran by his daughter or someone close to that in the circle without going through the official government option. In fact, until yesterday, I wasn't quite sure if this was really Xi Jinping's daughter. But that photo very much confirmed that this is the case. Considering that it's now trying to gather attention onto this account itself, sort of like unintentionally saying or intentionally saying that, look at me, I have this exclusive access to Xi Jinping. I must be somebody so close to him that you want to listen to what I have to say. And of course, this is all just to project the voice, right? That it's pro-CCP, it's pro-Xi. Now, the reason why these two accounts are real to me is because, oddly enough, there's a lack of pornographic scam accounts commenting on them. Why do I say that? Okay, so since Elon Musk took over Twitter, under all Chinese Twitter accounts, right? If I had a Chinese Twitter account, you'd find these like pornographic tweets created by these bot accounts. Clearly, they're scamming people, right? They got these beautiful girls, they got like all these very naked photos of them, but they're trying to scam people. What's interesting is that if you go to any of the official CCP-related pages, like Xinhua News or CGTN, or these two accounts, you won't find any of those porn bots. And that tells me exactly that these are definitely somehow special. And we know that the 50 Cent Army actually runs a lot of these porn accounts. So along with that, the other the pro-CCP troll accounts, they have a very selective behavior towards these two, right? And that's very strange. And that's a big indicator that these accounts are just not normal accounts or fan pages. And because it likely was given special treatments by the CCP in their swarm of weirdness. Now, why would Xi Jinping suddenly want to venture into Twitter now that it's been so many years before the management change and all of that, right? I mean, the Iran president and the Iran leader, they're all on Twitter. So it's not like this is suddenly something new. I think the main reason is very simple, right? It's again to create this positive image in a time where the image of China, especially the image of Xi Jinping himself, has deteriorated so much. And so this account is trying to create a persona for Xi Jinping that is different than what we normally see on stage, right? Not that dictator, not that authoritarian leader, but rather somebody like a father figure, somebody who's down to earth, somebody who smiles, and someone who is genuinely showing his positive sides. And that's what they want to create. But when it comes to times like these, right, when the public perception of Xi Jinping and the Communist Party in China is at an all-time low, I really wonder if this is effective at all. Frankly, I mean, the amount of followers they've gained in the past week or so has been tremendous, and it actually kind of scares me. But then again, you never know what group of people are listening to him and who actually believes what's being tweeted out. And so I think this is a public opinion warfare, and it's being done on particularly the biggest information platform. Now, China's existing propaganda machine already has a massive presence on Twitter and other platforms, and so it's not like delivering information that's obviously faked by the CCP is something that's hard for them. And then so my question is, why are they suddenly doing a personal account? I think that's why the influence of Xi Jinping's daughter is so important, because here's just my imaginary conversation. What they had is, hey, Dad, you want to get a Twitter account because all your cool friends, like I don't know, Iran's president or Kim Jong-un or whoever, they're all using it, and I mean, it's time for you to do it, right? It's like a Gen Z or a millennial telling her dad that it's time to get on with all the new stuff, considering he's from the 1960s. Anyways, jokes aside, I think the thing here is to, again, promote this kind, positive, and respected message to what Xi is like in his real life. Now, obviously, none of this is Xi Jinping personally tweeting it, right, while he's on his toilet or something. So he likely doesn't even know much about what's happening outside on Twitter. He doesn't speak English. He doesn't know English. But the team that runs it, obviously, is I think, personally connected with the My Moment account, if not Xi Jinping's daughter herself. And so given that her daughter did go to a foreign language school in China and then went to Harvard, graduated from there, and then came back to China, it's much easier for her to know more about the English side or the Western world and how that is being influenced, right? Especially when it comes to how online platforms and influencers have so much sway over public opinion. It would also make sense for her to want that for her dad, considering there is a good idea out there that if you can somehow influence people, it's going to help you tone down or even perhaps challenge the narrative that we are projecting, which is that the CCP is really bad, right? And so I think it's all good, very little downside. Now, for Jinpings, the daughter, it's not all political. Now, if you look at what she's been following or what tweets she's been liking, it's a lot of luxury brands and luxury car brands. Now, before she blocked me, I actually got the chance to take many photos and screenshots. So here's a photo of her getting gas for her Rolls-Royce Wraith. That's a $500,000 car to start. Of course, being the daughter of Xi Jinping, it's just a chunk of change. But she's also in love with, luxury brands like Louis Vuitton, watches, bags, and cars. And somehow some of the old tweets here, I can't believe, but I got to show you this. Like, you got the family photo of Xi, his daughter, and his wife. And so you got to wonder where she's getting all these, right? Obviously from her own home. But this one photo of Xi Jinping standing from his younger years, also an exclusive never seen before. Now, no one's going to have access to these photos unless it's provided to them by the Xi family. But who would spend the effort to do that unless it's deliberately trying to project that image? And the account also has many personal tweets that are not for the official party line. For example, her personal hatred towards one of the Taiwanese presidential candidates for the upcoming 2024 election, actually from the KMT, right, the Nationalist Party. And her dissatisfaction with the entire Taiwanese election in general, saying that no matter who wins, it's a bad purpose for China, and that China needs to reunify with Taiwan. Of course, she's since deleted that, but I again took a screenshot with one of my other accounts that I can follow her on. There's also a dissatisfaction with the entire Chinese entertainment industry, saying how it caused a famous singer, Coco Lee, to commit suicide, etc. And so I wondered how much influence she actually has on that industry. And Jinping, of course, is the only child of Xi Jinping. So you consider that, right? Cherished, beloved daughter of Xi wants to do something. Her dad is going to be like, okay, you do whatever you want. I think that it makes total sense. Now, in fact, just to show you how protected he is of his daughter, a man in China was sentenced to 14 years in prison for leaking a photo of her. Okay, there's many versions of photos of Jinpings, but this one seems to be the most believable, given that the reaction is to sentence the kid, or this guy, to 14 years for leaking this. Still, her tweets are in Chinese, right? And occasionally it's in English. It shows that she's very much devoted to the Chinese Communist Party and Xi Jinping. It's just not some random rich kid who's trying to flaunt her wealth and post some lovable things about Xi. It's too weirdly obsessive if that was the case. But from reading her tweets and her dissatisfaction with other countries' political direction towards China, it's clear that she is on a path to follow her dad's footsteps. Especially, I think she agrees very much with what's happening in the world against China. So she's very displeased with the so-called anti-China alliance. But I really hope that she can listen to some of the things that we have to say, considering her dad is on a path to essentially destroy China. And I think if we can somehow convince her, right, don't be mad at her, but convince her to turn her dad back to normal, if that is possible. Of course, there's no indication that she wants to do that. And I think that might be a better way. All right, if you enjoyed the content so far, maybe consider supporting this channel with a donation. When you do, make sure to leave a comment or a question for me, because I'll be answering them in the videos to come. Here's one from Menghang Li for $100. Thank you very much. It says, stumbled upon your channel as a Chinese immigrant. I really appreciate your content. The world needs to know. Thank you very much, Menghang, and for, again, the generous donation. And I really appreciate this comment because I understand where you're coming from. It's it's tragic for many of these Chinese immigrants because of what their generation has gone through, many of them in the 50s, 60s, in the Cultural Revolution. So I really understand that. And that's what really inspired me to do this channel, because I know the message of the Chinese immigrants, what they want to tell the people in the United States and around the world in the language format, right? English, or that's a different language, French or German. But I think my part is to project that voice to make it much bigger so the world can know about the Chinese Communist Party and their evil deeds that they've committed against the country, the people, and the rest of the world. So thank you again so much for the donation. Now, if you want to donate, the link is in the description below, so check it out. And as always, thank you so much for watching today's episode. Comment below your thoughts about this topic. I want to hear what you think. Do you think that, and I'll link the Twitter account so that you can go check it out. You're going to have to use Google Translate. But again, let me know what you think about this account. Do you think it's actually her daughter, his daughter? All right, I'm David Zhang. This is China Insider. I'll see you next time.